Informal communication. The informal communication is the casual and unofficial form of communication wherein the information is exchanged spontaneously between two or more persons without conforming the prescribed official rules, process, system, formalities, and change of command. It is also referred to as grapevine as it is difficult to define the beginning and the end of the communication. Informal communication is spontaneous and free-flowing, without any formal protocol and structure, mostly oral with no documentation evidence, and that's why it is less reliable. It is surprisingly popular, sometimes it is called gossip. As for example, in modern times, some powerful platforms for communication are Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, etc. Characteristics of grapevine or informal communication. The important features or characteristics of grapevine or informal communication are as flexibility. Informal communication is more flexible than formal communication because it is free from all types of formalities. Spontaneous. Informal communication is the process of spontaneous exchange of information between two or more persons at different status with the organizational structure. Fast and effective communication. Information communication technique more use oral way of communication rather than written communication. Uncertain path. Since it is beyond the restrictions of the organization, it follows no definite channel like a grapevine, it moves in a zigzag manner. Oral way of communication. Informal communication technique more uses oral way of communication rather than written communication. Multidirectional. Informal communication is multidirectional in nature. There are 4 types of informal communication grapevine network that show how the communication is facilitated, and these are: single strand chain, the communication in which one person tells something to other who again says something to other who again says something to other person, and the process goes on. Cluster chain, the communication in which one person tells something to some of its most trusted people and then they tell them to their trustworthy friends and the communication continues. Probability chain, the communication happens when a person randomly chooses some person to pass on the information which is of little interest but not important. Gossip chain, the communication starts when a person tells something to a group of people and then they pass on the information to some more people, and in this way the information is passed on to everyone. Formal communication. Formal communication is the exchange of official information that flows along the different level of organizational hierarchy and conforms to the prescribed professional rules, policies, standards, processes, and regulations of the organization. As for example, request, commands, order, response, etc. are the example of formal communication. Characteristics of formal communication. The important features or characteristics of formal communication are as follows. Maintenance of discipline. Under the formal communication system, the workers are bound to be careful to their own study. So ultimately it makes discipline in the organization. Prescribed path. A predefined path or channel is followed by the formal communication in the course of its movement from one individual to another. Written or oral. Formal communication can be both written and oral. Daily works are handled through oral communication, while the policy matters require written communication. Use as reference. Documents of formal communication is recorded by the organization, so these recorded documents are used as a source of the employees. Free from mistakes. Since formal communication has well-defined rules and regulations, so there is a little chance of mistakes in exchanging information within the employees. Rumors. Such communication follows specific rules and does not allow any rumor to spread. Types of formal communication. There are 4 types of formal communication, and these are horizontal or lateral communication. The communication between two employees of different department working at same level, that is the communication between the managers of a different department such as marketing, finance, production, HR is the best example of horizontal communication. Diagonal or crosswise. The communication between the employees of two different departments working at different levels, that is from subordinates to managers, in the form of requests, reports, suggestions, complaints and instructions. Upward or bottom up. The communication in which the flow of information goes from subordinate to superior authority, that is from the subordinate to the managers, in the form of requests, reports, suggestions, complaints and instructions. Downward or top down. The communication in which the flow of information goes from superior to subordinate, that is from the people occupying the top position in the organization to the people at lower levels.